My next guest in the author's studio very nearly became a vet rather than an author. Ann Granger was told by her headmistress that if she did qualify as a vet, she'd only be working with small animals, and the prospect of a lifetime working with gerbils and mice didn't appeal as much as writing books. We are very fortunate.
You have to feel happy with what you're writing. If you don't feel happy with what you're doing, you're not doing the right thing. I think was Cold in the Earth because it had a personal interest for me. Generally in the mornings, I'm better in the mornings. I'm not a nighttime person, not a night bird. So I like to get up and get started first thing in the morning. That's the very best time. I can work in the evenings, but I'm not my best. Do you know, the very first crime novels I read at a very unsuitable age were written by Earl Stanley Gardner, the American writer, creator of Perry Mason. And they belonged to my grandmother, who read all kinds of fiction, and I found these books when I was quite young and read them, and I thought they were wonderful. Oh, old films on TV. Sometimes they show really old films, and I do like the old ones, especially the old detective stories, the old black and white ones. Don't show them so much now. No, I like to have sort of be washed and dressed and have my breakfast, that sort of thing, so I can sit down and settle down. No, I wanted to be a vet. But when I was young, girls were not encouraged to be vets, and my headmistress of the time, who was a very starchy individual and didn't say no to her, took me aside and said, "Oh, is this no good? If you want to be a vet, you'll have to have a small animals practice," by which she meant budgies and things, you see, and I didn't like that at all. I wanted to work with horses. So I thought, oh, well, you know. Oh, but I don't, you see. I know who's going to be murdered and I know who's done it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to get from the two. Not till I start. Oh my goodness, you know, you get asked absolutely everything when you're an author. You're absolutely fair game, they can ask you anything. And I don't think there's anything I've really hated being asked. I don't really mind. People can ask me anything, and if I don't want to answer, I just say, well, I'm not going to answer that one. Oh yes, when I got my first computer, I lost a lot of something I was doing and had to start from the beginning again. And I've had a very, very dodgy relationship with computers ever since. My son says if I go into a room, anything mechanical or technical goes wrong at once, just as I sort of come near it. Sort of fluence.
Thanks so much, Ann Granger, for coming to the author's studio. More to follow.